Welcome. Welcome traders. Welcome back to this another live session for NY. And we had a massive winner in our previous session that you guys seen and looking forward to see more entry. At the moment, I was looking at this lower time frame on gold and it has dropped to the order block again, trying to bounce back up for uh, potential another move back above here. This could be that this market could potentially try to break above in that area here. So this is the 15 minutes candlestick pattern, move back below with a stronger rejection from this higher price to this lower price. And again, we see that there is another stronger price action here. This is a potential false breakdown, and there is a possibility for again new higher high here in that market. So if you're ready for an entry, let me know in the live chat that ready for another trade setup as soon as it appears. And the way the market structure is forming the structure at the moment, we might see that both directional bias possible to break below here or to break above here. So depending on next few candlestick pattern formation here, if we see that the market is showing that bullish structure, we will be looking at entry in this market. And the previous session's trade was a big hit, and we wanna look for trade setup based on the market structure. Whenever we see there is a good entry opportunity, we'll be looking into that in this session. And in the meantime, also you'll keep learning, keep growing as a trader. If you're a beginner here, make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Ready to start? Awesome. Ready? You can write either ready or Y so that you know that you begin the session with all of us together for trading this market at the moment. And the multiple time frame analysis we will be doing first to see that where the market is potentially heading this session. This is the 15 minutes price action. There's a this break below on the 15 minutes was, I think, was out of textbook because it's basically in a bullish market. Now this breakdown could be a false break below. In that case, we might see that potential rejection back above here, or we could see that it's a valid breakdown. In that case, we might see the downside here. So it's currently potentially creating a structure in that area. And that structure, if this breakdown is a bigger one for dropping down here, then we might see that multiple rejection in that area. And then to trend down, if it is a false breakdown to this order block, this is the way the market structure drop from here, it's a complete one single drop to this order block. So it's still possible that the market to reject from this level again back above. And so let's see that 5 minutes candlestick pattern also form a narrower doji here in that area. Looking to see that what kind of market structure it is creating. Welcome, and I hope that the stream is on, sound is okay. You guys ready with the risk manager tool? Make sure any trade that you open, don't over risk. And also if you miss the trade, also don't FOMO trade, wait for the next setup. We do sometimes open multiple positions. And 1 hour price action here. That might be now penetrating back below. So 30 minutes candle closed here with 30 minutes price action closed, and that might now push that price back above or dropping down to below this support level. We're looking to see how the market structure is creating in this area. This is the 15 minutes candlestick pattern that you can see. This is a big red candle drop to that support. Now if this one getting back up here, we'll be looking for buying, but it needs to manage to bounce back up again to the level where there is a high area of value. If the market going back up there, we will be looking to buy here for this move to fill that imbalance, and that to happen here we need to see the lower time frame rejection back above in that area. It's a very narrow price action, but it's really good to see that how the market might create that structure. This is a 1 minute market structure. If the price break above here, we will be placing pending order in this area and for an upside bias. Got a rejection back above, which is welcome. So to enter the trade here, you want to see that the market is potentially creating a bullish price action in that area, which is important for us to see that. If you look at, we are looking at the 1 minute chart, and the price action needs to break above, and we see there kind of rejection coming, and for us to find that entry, we want to see that the market structure is being able to display that price action here, especially bullish impulse back to the upside is what we are looking at to trade the market. Now to enter, first let the trend to begin its move, and once trend is established, you are on sell. Okay, so if you're on sell, then as this market is still undecided here, right, you can see that it might be bounce back up, it might be drop, or it might be range. So if you're on a sell, then either buy or sell. Make sure that your trade is managed, because it might head on to in any direction. So what I'm looking at here is that the market to show possible a clear directional bias here. All right, so with that directional bias, is important to see that the market is being able to break that pattern. So if you look at here, you can see that this is an impulse. You can't hear me, guys? Can you hear me? Say yes if you can hear me. And are you finding it difficult to hear me? Thank you. Can you hear? Thank you. So can you confirm that the voice is clear? Well done. Awesome. Now if you look at here the market structure, the same way that you open with this bullish engulfer, the market is maintaining that series of higher low, which is, if you draw the trend line, then you can find how the market is creating this structure here. So from this support level, we saw there was a move, and this was our entry in our previous session. The drop back below to the trend line, it's still maintaining that uptrend and hoping to go back to the daily high. Okay, so now welcome, hoping to get back to that high here, which is very important to see the market is showing that pattern back above. So here it is started its trend, right? It is start its trend, and we want to see that it's getting back up to the direction of the trend. So the price action that you can see along this way, it's maintaining that series of higher low, and also there is a double bottom here, right? So with this double bottom with a series of higher low, once it breaks out, confirm that direction of the trend, we will be waiting for a break of structure for an entry. And okay, so let's wait to see that to happen. Let's wait to see that the market to show up that pattern in that area. And at the moment, what we can see, whenever it's maintaining its uptrend here, forming that bullish impulsive move back above here in that area. So this is what we are looking at, this price action. Welcome. For our 20 MA retest will be nice. For our 20 MA, this is what we're looking at in that area to see that where it is heading to. Here it is maintaining that series of higher low, right? And that's what we are looking at entry in this market. In the meantime, guys, if you are enjoying the live session, make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so you're not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. And in the meantime, also I'm just waiting to see that everyone ready with awesome. So here, if you look at this lower time frame, the trend is significantly bullish here, right? With a series of higher high and higher low, and the contributor of this move, also we can look at what is coming up next in the market. So we are on 12th of November, right? So which is going to be very soon, 13th. And structure here forming, which is bullish structure that you can see, and with a long week pattern formation here in that area. You look at a bullish candle followed by a doji here, and that's on the 5 minutes it's a doji, so you might see potential upside back. Now we'll be looking at possible entry above 4131 if the market truly bounce off that level. We want to see that it managed to cross this bearish imbalance here, and if this price action, even with the next 15 minutes candle remaining upside, then we could see the market to go back up to the resistance level or crossing that high. So we are preparing, we can prepare for a pending order, ready for a pending order here in that area. So it is a doji, and we'll be placing pending order above this high with a tight risk, of course. So there is a bullish channel that we have seen in recent past year. Always looking at the recent past is the best way to look at where the market potentially be heading to this market. And this was a bullish channel. The market was moving, and here was for this breakdown that you can see on the 1 minute, straight drop to that order block. And want to see that the market is being able to move above here, and there is still an imbalance here, and we could look at enter in that area. But with the 1 hour candle close, if you look at that price action, if this market crossing this high here, very high probability to go back to that level. This is the next liquidity zone. We see some bullish bias coming, as we discussed, and looking at the potential entry in that area for this bounce back to the upside. So the current trend line on the top side, see the market is respecting that level, okay, here, and then series of lower high, and then here also. So it's getting this level to be respected few times, higher low. Now breaking that high, okay, looking at this level. So what we are up to here, the market to break that high, and once it managed to break that high, okay, maintaining that high here, that we will be looking at entry on a retest, waiting for that the price to cross that high, because there's a lot of false breakout, as you know that. So yes, if you're ready for an entry, ready means that you have the risk manager tool, you have understanding of the strategy. If you don't have understanding, still if you want, you can follow along, but with the same risk that I take. Very important. So now but if you're in the premium group, then highly encourage you to look at the strategy, rules, and everything that we discuss in the lessons. Thank you. Welcome. Okay, here it is now. You see that from here how the market dropped to the order block, one single move. Okay, now when it is going up, it's not one single move. What do you understand from it? This is very, very important, guys. This is how you'll know that the next future move. That means the possibility here to the market to reach another 29 pip to that level of price 4131 or above is very high. Can you tell me why? It still can drop back, but let me tell you why. Okay, see where I'm drawing the lines and the points. This point to this point. Okay, starting with this point to this point, how the market dropped. There is no pullback in that market. Look at the ATR on the other time frame, you'll see that it's a bigger ATR candle. So that's one thing, and that's very important thing. From this resistance to directly to this order block, that's a waterfall that we discussed that. When the market trend, it goes slow. When it waterfall, it drops. If you remember, exactly this what we discussed, exactly the same pattern. So when you understand the pattern, you can see the why the market do the things that they do, right? It's a rare education that can change your trading completely, and that's all you need to become a professional trader who can handle millions of dollars trading account. So get ready for it. Now you can see that from here how the market moved. From this point to this point, there is no single green candle along the way. And now see how the market is going up again. Now the possibility that to cross that level, even go higher, is very high, because this is healthy trend, this is unhealthy trend. The difference is that in a healthy trend, there is liquidity flow in the market. It has a momentum to move again back above, because along the way it's gathering liquidity for a move back here. Now okay, so if the market not being able to break this high here, that we'll see that what kind of price action it form. This is 30 minutes candlestick pattern, and if the price breaking below, which is less likely, it might come for a false breakdown and then could return again back above. Looking at daily, if you look at the daily, you can see that the market is on the daily, above the daily open, okay, so which is daily level. And in case the market drop back below here on the daily support, that is a very important level that you will be looking at. Hello everyone, welcome. Hello everyone, welcome back to this another live session. Here is creating quite a few sideways movement in this market. So, and I'm looking at the 5-minute chart again to see that what kind of price action it is forming. Sometime you will see that the market will create a structure that less recognizable. In that case, wait to show up a directional bias. Here the directional bias is bullish, and in that bull market, expecting that the price to bounce off that level. Okay, so some 1 hour before the 1 hour candle close, it is trying to form a doji, which is the bearish doji, and we'll see that what kind of market structure it is building up at the moment. Trend was not strong enough, so we see there is a rejection with a semicircular structure formation, and here we'll be waiting to see that the candle close on the 1 hour. It dropped again to this support, which is an order block here, and so strong rejection back from this level, and that has the 5 minutes. This is a very sharp rejection from this lower price on the 5-minute chart, and with a pretty big red candle with a long wick, and that there's an hourly candle closed here, so it is, which is now the potential for bullish price action, that you can see some bounce back up. So in the T4 as well, you can see the same kind of price action here in that area. Connection was lost. So looking at the fresh perspective in the market, where a bigger bullish move and sideways here. Which direction the market to break out from this consolidation is the point here. Now, if the market breaks out above here to the upside, which also possible to happen, as 4 hour also showing after the previous session's close the market to go ahead and fill that long wick at the top. 1 hour candle close also with a, there is a long wick doji, another red bearish candle with a narrow consolidation, therefore expecting this market to break above here. So 30 minutes, there is a bullish possibility to break to the upside. 15 minutes, any point we might be able to enter. I'm preparing potential pending order if we see the market has shown enough move. You want to take this imbalance here. It's very smaller move, but above this level. To this level, so it's gonna be too early. So place pending order here in that area. I'm sharing the trade with you guys here. So the pending order placed at, this is a buy stop order. Buy stop at 4128.34. Stop loss at 4124.32, very tight stop loss. And TP target at 4131.82. And waiting for a possible rejection to the upside. So buy stop order. That trade is active. So you can do by market if you are running the trade. Okay, so it's bouncing off that level, and when I take that first move, this is an imbalance here in that market. And I'm also ready with if any thing happen if we need to close manually. This is the second trade and wanna take it successfully, guys. Ready? Are you running with me? Thank you. That's what trading is. Risk managed, and then manage your risk and then let the market do the job. Awesome. Now, at any point we could see rejection as well, so ready for everything. This is a false breakout. Holding on to that. Entry. Getting into the profit zone again and want to see that bounce back above. As the market is in a little consolidation, I'm not going to wait too long if we see that there is a possibility for drop. So I'm ready to close manually or ready to close at profit, and depending on here how the market structure is being built, the price action. If it is a false breakdown, if it is a false breakout, that's gonna happen. This happens in the market over and over again because very tight stop loss. So very narrow consolidation here, guys. So when the market in such a narrow consolidation, you have to wait for that kind of pattern to form, and looking forward to see that bouncing back up to at least to the same level that the price has reached, and so the TP level here is at 4131.82, but going up in profit area, expecting it to bounce back up here. Awesome. Here is the market is showing up that pattern. This is what we are looking at the market to show possible uptrend continuation. And Sometimes when the market in a consolidation, it sometimes struggles to break that consolidation pattern. That's the nature of the market. But once it breaks out, it creates a bigger move and trend in the market. I'm on it. Are you with me with this trade? Say yes if you are with me. I'm buying with you, sir. Thank you very much. But make sure you do the risk management and trade based on risk management. That's the key. And in the meantime, guys, if you're enjoying the live session, make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Did you like? And probably are following me for a very long time, forgot to subscribe. So make sure you click that little black button so you're not missing all those content that I'm posting. Wanna see the break above here? Boom. And I'm still holding on to that. I want to take it by itself nearly to there again. Come on. It's getting some kind of resistance from the high here. And this is a higher high and higher low. So little readjustment of the profit target so that we are not missing an important key level. So I'm going to take the TP at 4130.98. So TP adjustment at 4130.98. So the market is struggling there for bouncing off. So we are not caught up in a resistance. TP adjustment at 4130.98. 4130.98. So I have adjusted the TP at 4130.98 at this level so that any break above we are out with the profit, and that's what target here. And also I'm ready to close manually if needed here. Okay, let's do it. Second trade. In the previous one we got massive hit. This is another one, and you guys see that trading live in the market. That's how trading is. The only thing that you need is a skill set, a strategy, education. It's ready here, almost free of charge. There's nothing in comparison with what we value, what we give, deliver to the members here, to the academy members, to the community, to the subscriber to learn. I'm going to close it right now manually to avoid the rejection from such an important level. You might lose a few bucks here, but I want to take it right now. It's not going to hit by itself though, so let's wait. And because I want to close with this candle in 10 seconds, so I am out with the trade. Got it. Profit taken. Profit taken. Awesome. Now I have traded live market, and you guys see that the same trade also sent out in the premium group with entry, stop loss, and take profit target. Okay, with entry, stop loss, and take profit target, the trade is sent out in the premium group for the members in the community. If you are in the if you are our members in the community, then enjoy the trade. If you are watching this live session here with me, and this is the second trade, have you seen our first trade, guys? Did you like this stream? If you are enjoying, and make sure that you are not missing win. Yes, how many of you saw the win? Write in the live chat win, just as a feedback. Say win, and that's important that you keep winning. That is awesome. Winning is good, isn't it? Yeah, it brings a lot of confidence of becoming a trader, and it's bounced off. It's still in that direction. Are you feeling confident as a trader? If you're in this academy, if you're in this channel, you should be. Well done. Now it's still moving. All right, let yourself ready, get yourself ready for another one. Risk management is key. Welcome back to this live session. Here is what we are looking at now in the market on gold and 4-hour chart, that you can see the price is breaking from this level. So the possibility here now, a bullish trend continuation is higher, right? So you see that there was a bullish move back above here, and there is a possibility for a bullish trend continuation with a, this is what you can see here on the 30 minutes, an inverted head and shoulder that, as a rule of thumb, should be breaking out to create a new higher high. Great. So let's see now here on the lower time frame how the market structure is trying to create that momentum in that area. And the way the market structure is forming on the 1 minute that we are looking at on gold is still showing up to be bullish trend continuation. It's on the retest of this previous resistance, which is turning support here. And from the 1 hour, creating series of higher low, it's pushing that market back above here. Because the market has penetrated above, and if you look at this 5 minutes price section, that you can see this is also candle closed above this level and showing potential bullish. We feel possible in that case we might see that going back up potentially to continue to trend, and if this trend in continuing, where we are looking at the high peak. So you see the market is maintaining that uptrend. Welcome. We cannot re-enter again as soon as we find the next entry. Just starting off the first move here from this support level, getting that rejection back above here and expecting to bounce off that level. If you look at, this is where the market is breaking above and wanting to see that it's penetrating that high Okay, so we see that trend continuation. Do you see the trend continuation? Ready for another setup? Have you taken a break here for a quick move? And if you're ready for another setup, I want to see how many members are ready for another setup. You can write either ready or yes in the chat if you're ready for another setup here. Okay, so this is where the market is now. Okay, ready? Anyone else ready? Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. That's awesome. Now, along with trading that you guys can see, also there's one more important thing that you need to add in your trading, and that is your trading psychology. Becoming a trader is more of becoming making like consistent profit is more of becoming a trader. So trading is very different than becoming a trader, right? So get ready to develop a trading psychology that can change your trading completely. Right? If you are a beginner or intermediate trader who are not profitable, then even the advanced trader, they struggle with trading psychology. Market form double top. Yep. Double top. Yep. That's what you can see. So basically here, double top is not, now I wouldn't say it's a double top. Okay. Because here, always guys keep in mind that you'll consider the double top or double bottom. Okay, market from double top. Okay, double bottom or double top only when it is supporting your trend. Otherwise, you're gonna be confused, and then chances that you're gonna take an opposite directional trade. So what do we mean by this? Let's say like this. Okay. Let me give you a clear example. It's gonna change your trading completely, and you're gonna trade differently after this. Let me show you. Now, there's a double top, there's a double bottom. Two choice you have, either to trade this double top or trade this double bottom. Which one is you're gonna trade? Okay, which one are you gonna choose and why? Two things. One, you can pick just by randomly, it's not expected. You need to know the reason for choosing. Okay, that's where you become a better trader. So one is double bottom, one is double top. Here is just massive hit. Now, let's see that what answer has come out, and before we look at the next setup here. Good evening, welcome. Getting into that, you see that the market has broken above here, so in that direction. So here what we are looking at to trade, okay, looking to trade this double bottom, not the double top, because it is showing you direction in the trend. Because if you're selling the double top, then you are trading against the trend, so you are prioritizing the pattern before the trend. Here if you are trading this double bottom, then you are giving priority to the trend than the pattern. So trend is the most important part that you need to look at when you are trading, and then you can keep making consistent profit from the market in the same way by trading with the trend. Good evening. So we have taken that one here. Good evening. So we have now the next potential entry as the market here. If you look at after multiple rejection, the price has shown to be potentially bullish here. We might see that the market to possibly to return back again to that level here. There's a high area of value, and looking at now from the fresh perspective here in that area, we still keep pushing back here, right? And we can take now next move for another bullish breakout. It's on a significant bullish momentum back above. Patience is key. You need to keep your fear, greed in check. That's the killing of trading if you are not being able to maintain that fear, greed, and these are the two primary emotions that governs trading. So you need to make sure that you always keep that in check. Now here is what we are looking at this price action. If you look at, right, so this is a from here a stronger rejection, series of higher low is maintaining that uptrend and could lead the market back above here to create a new higher high. And this is an imbalance. You see the market now keep pushing back to the upside. Guys, in the meantime, did you like this stream? If you haven't liked yet, if you're enjoying, make sure you like this stream, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet, so that you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day in this session. So, and to learn more and become a successful trader, don't miss out to join any of the link that you can see in the description. There is a lot to take from here where you can learn the actual trading, the smart money trading system. We trade based on liquidity, market structure, and price action, right? There are three secrets in the market. You know the famous quote from Nikola Tesla. He said that if you want to know the secret of the universe, then think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So that's what it is, right? If you go to the very fundamental level of everything that you can see, then there's nothing you can separate from each other. They're all together acting as a wave of energy. So when you go to the smaller than electron, break that, you go to the quarks, so which is basically fluid or the wave, right? So the wave is when you go to the wave, so you can see only like that, right? Wave of energy. Now in that wave of energy, only wave, right? So the wave is, you can define a wave by only this parameter. So to define a wave, you need 3 parameters, right? High, low. That means, okay, how many cycle per second, so which is one parameter of the wave, and then amplitude, right? So what's the high and low of the wave? So then the parameter of this universe is this, right? Energy, which is the building block of everything, which cannot be created or destroyed. Frequency, okay, either the wave is like that or the wave is like this. So energy, frequency, and vibration. So how fast it transmute that energy from one place to the other. So that's all you need to know this universe. So you also then start to know the rock and the tree has a different energetic signature, right? So that's where another important thing. And that's where you start to know actually there is a very important information in image, because we use our eyes to look at outside, right? So there is an image that you can see outside. These are the signature of the energy, and that will give you also understanding of how to see that frequency in that image. So you start to see how the universe works. Then the market also has the 3 parameters in the same way. Market structure, that will give you the trend. That's what we have traded here, right? Market structure, liquidity, and price action. So which is you'll see how the market move, that you start to see the mechanics of the movement of market by understanding the structure. And when the market is grabbing the liquidity, you are ready to take it to the next level, right? The next thing is, so you need in fact this energy, frequency, and vibration to understand your trading psychology, right? That's an emotional part of your trading. So that's 3 parts that you can combine in your trading, because when you can master your emotion, you can master your trading. So what are the primary reason why traders lose money in trading or difficult to trade? Is the primal emotion of fear, right? So what is fear? Fear is also energy, right? It's a energetic. If you look at that, when you fear, the brain produces the amygdala, right? So if you go to the brain, that amygdala is generating that emotion, that energy in your nervous system, sending the signal to the brain that there is something to be fearful of. So that is creating basically that energetic vibration that you are going through is fear. So it's nothing else but your emotion, that the state of energy that you are at, which is fear. How can you overcome that? You can override that impatience. So yeah, we will be discussing that. All right. So how do you understand? How can you then overcome that fear? So if you look at the spectrum of emotion, there's a spectrum of emotion. We all human beings go through some kind of emotion at a different time. You can't live without emotion. Then you can't become a human if you don't want to be in emotion. So what emotion that you are going through, you're either operating at fear, everyone, okay, or the lower state of emotion or the higher state of emotion. So when you operate at the higher state of emotion, it's easy for you to become a trader. Okay, so you become courageous more of becoming a higher state of emotion. You trade based on reason. That's a higher state of emotion, right? Fear is here. You need to break it above to reach that. You are willing to learn and progress. That's willingness, also higher state of emotion. That's a higher energetic state of being that will change your nervous system. That will not change, but will activate some of the vagus nerve in you, even if you know that how to operate in those higher state of emotion, right? When you're happy, that also the higher state of emotion. So when you become a trader, you trade well, so you operate on those green zone. That's higher emotion, right? So that is becoming a better trader, developing that trading psychology, so that you can change the way you look at better trader. So now to do that, okay, now how do you change? Keep in mind that the emotion cannot be destroyed, so you can't get rid of emotion. You only can transfer that emotion from one side to the other. Okay, you can transform that. Let's call that. So if you look at the spectrum of the wave that we discuss, okay, so here is fear, here is courage. So you need to just change that state. If you take a stick, one side fear, the other side is being courageous, so, or brave, to become being able to. So being courageous as a trader doesn't mean that you take a big risk. It means that you can manage the risk. You see, that's the difference. So change that from one side to the other like this. So if it is a fear is here, courageous is here, so you're going from here to like that, higher. That's what, from this side to that side, and keep working by staying here more and more time and enjoying your trading. Being a trader means take pride on it. It's not gambling, it's trading, it's risk managed. You guys see that we are losing one. If we are winning, we are winning big. That is trading. Just had a big hit. For those who are in the group, you can see that. That's awesome. All right, so let's look at the next entry here. And in the meantime, if you're trading any other instrument, also you can let us know in the live chat. Along with gold, what's happening with DXY now? The market is slowly changing its sentiment due to the fundamental coming up. So looking at here on, if you look at the 4-hour chart on DXY, Okay, so we see that there is quite a few smaller candlestick pattern on DXY. Looking at this daily market structure, starting from here, 10 EMA and 20 EMA retest. So today's market that you can see, DXY didn't have very much volume so far. That's where potentially preparing for a bigger move. Okay, and so this is now the market is potentially to be breaking above here, most likely for at least certain level that you can see here. Now here is a bullish trend continuation in that market, where the price is approaching that key level, and from this support level is approaching that here. So from the lower time frame that you can see on DXY, potentially to trend back up here. Therefore, looking at the gold, that as DXY you see some sideways movement, on gold we can see that the market here showing up bullish. So gold DXY might, because they more often mirror each other, sometime they moved all along the way. Okay, it happens sometime, we discuss, due to if you see any kind of global bigger issue created, then gold and dollar moves in the same direction. Now here is, at the moment you can see it's very narrow range here, and it may come down for a short term because daily price action so far there isn't more much, and it is still in a series of lower highs. So if the price goes up here, which we could see, and then to drop down, that is from the weekly so far what we see, that the market has created this move. Now retesting here could try to break low further. We are looking at the higher time frame, from the lower time frame testing and coming back down potentially. So here locally bullish to that, and might see the downside back below on gold, on DXY. So that, if we look at reflected on gold, that you can see now gold potentially to pull back and then to return again back above. So there is a deeper, as you can see, with this move that you have taken, now it's on a downside again. So is this rejection or a pullback? How do you consider it? Now if you look at here, that you can see in that area with this movement, rejection. I wouldn't consider it as a yet for buying. We might see that the market to, if you look at here, you can see this is a level where support, and it might start to move back again to the upside. But if you look at this market structure, which is from this support level, got the rejection back above, and we could see the price to continue to rise again back here in that area. Okay, so here it's still trying to break the lower shadow of this market. Okay, so that's what we are looking at, this price action to show up and then to return again back to the upside. Here is what you can see in this area, the price from the intraday perspective coming down to that level where again potentially for another retest, and we might be able to find another possible entry opportunity in that area. Thank you for joining, and let's see what we can now find our next entry here in that market. So with that movement that you can see, if you look at from this high here, the price is now on another, with this creating a higher low and higher high. This is where the market is now from here, breaking that low, if you look at, which is coming potentially down well below. And from the intraday perspective, this is the 4-hour level. The current support is here, and we see some downside momentum. From the 1 hour, it has created this long wick and coming back below to this intraday support level. So potentially creating another opportunity to go long. as this is also the daily support. A daily support, the market is on that daily support. If the price is breaking that low here to this area of value, looking at that level for potentially another retest, and that's what we are looking. For another entry. So consolidation, now it's on a trend, and the potential for the market to bounce off that level is higher. So this is what we are looking at. This is the 1 hour market structure that you can see, and with that 1 hour market structure, the price is, this is 1 hour candle. If you look at with a long wick at the top, potentially closing above with a wick fill at the top here, and with this 5 minutes candle dropping back below to this support level, this is gonna be another opportunity for us to go long. And I'm looking at that to happen. That means the market to come back to any of these key levels. So even it can reject from this, you see from this level, this red candle is a liquidity zone. This is a liquidity zone resistance, which is turning support here, and this resistance turn support could bounce off that level. Okay, looking at that level, if you look at here, you can see the market is maintaining that downtrend, and below this level, if you look at this zone here, okay, this is a imbalance in the market, and coming to any of this key zone here is where we are looking at potential rejection from this higher price. So 5 minutes move, it's a one single drop down here to this key support level. And this drop that you can see is potentially preparation for another bounce back up. This is a liquidity zone. You can see this doji on the 1 minute chart, and that is what we are looking at, this market structure to come back below. So how the 1 hour candle closed here with a long wick, as you can see. And the next price action that expecting to wick fill back above here. So you see, this is this red candle that you can see. This is an order block here, smart money zone, and it's rejecting from here. This 5 minutes, we might see it's 2 minutes for this 5 minutes to close, depending on how it is closing. Important to see. Might be able to find possible another entry. We'll be able to use market order if we enter again with very tight risk. I'm going to go long here on gold with this setup. So basically stop loss for 125.80. Take profit target here at 4139. I'm on. My trade is active. And this is the second trade this session. See some downside. Oh. If it gets down, we'll be getting down. So my stop loss here at 4125.80. Let's get another position. We are running at this trade. So there might be deeper rejection here. We're still on the trade, and it's a big drop from this level, but it's still looking to see that how the market is reacting to this zone. If we are stopped out, we will be re-entering again for potential another move back to the upside. So there is still here possibility for rejection. Might get stopped out. It's bit of stronger rejection. Because we are out with the trade, and that's little stronger breakdown. We'll be re-entering again as soon as it appears. So out with the trade and looking at potential. This is a complete breakup support, and from the daily, it's just below the daily low. There's liquidity grab, and just has tested the lower shadow. Active position opened. Okay, so it's trying to build up momentum again. So I'm going to go long again, leaving the stop loss below this level, and with a possibility for further rejection back up here. This is also tight risk, as you know that I take bigger profit target, smaller risk, to keep the winning always on. And so I'm going long again, stop loss at 4121.07. So no matter how many times you take, if your profit target is higher, you always remain profitable over the long term. That's what we are looking at. If this market reject from this level, we will see that significant move back above. So the TP target I set here on this trade at 4139.02 and stop loss at 4121.07. Now adjusting the stop loss as the market shows up. If it breaks this swing low, we will be exiting this trade with the minimum stop loss, and then we'll be waiting for the re-entry. That's the secret. All right, so let's see that what the market is trying to build up that momentum. If it breaks this support, then we might see coming well below, potentially even to this 4-hour or the daily support level. In that case, we might not see the market to go up any longer. So in that case, we'll look to see the market potentially creating a bearish market structure rather than the bullish. So holding on to that. The reason we set the TP, this is where the order block, and if the market reject from this, we should see that going back up to that level. It still can continue to drop, so not more than allowable risk here. So this is what you can see on the 30 minutes price action. And can enter. It is entirely up to you, but this is a risk managed trade, so we take a smaller risk. If you're entering, must put the stop loss as we did, and not more than very tiny risk. It still can continue to drop as the market has changed sentiment. We took the reversal trade if the market bounce. If it breaks this swing low here, I'm not interested to stay in this trade anymore. It's only 45 pip stop loss, guys. I'm not putting 200 pip, 300 pip stop loss, only 45 pip. That's the secret. That's the secret of small loss, bigger win, so that you can keep winning over time. But keep that on and you're gonna keep winning. Rejection, so there is possibility for downtrend continuation, so let's see that it will be running. If you're in doubt, we might be not running. not a stronger bullish impulse. So going back up, so straight bounced and okay, this trade we may not be able to run very long, as let's see that if it is going to run in profit, and still holding on to that. If it shows promising bullish impulse back above, okay, so there is a bullish, little bullish bias, and that's what looking at to bounce off the next swing high, and that's where we can take our majority of the profit with that movement back above. That is trading. When it goes and then take its highest. As soon as I will be closing profit, I will give a shout out here, guys. You guys will see that I'm closing directly in this session. And looking forward to see it's going to 4131 or above. It's a buy trade. It's a bullish trade. See that? Running in. I'm running in to 1%. In the meantime, did you like the stream? Yes. And also, have you subscribed to the channel? So it's a 10-second pause to check out if you press that like and subscribe button so that you are not missing that part at any time that we are doing every single day. Countdown. That's awesome. Thank you. And here the move is still upside. I'm still holding on to that. That is trading. Okay, you can't win every single trade, but when it wins and take it to the as much as you can. Now that move that I would like to take at any point, bullish market, we are up here now, 44 pip depending on your entry, of course. So this is still showing potentially so far. Okay, we are up still. I'm still holding on to that. Looking forward to see another move back to the upside. And okay, are you running this trade? Can you say how many of you are running, just to see how many of you are in this trade? Can you say yes in the live chat if you are running? And now want to take it to the next high. Welcome. Thank you. the structure being created here. Very interesting. As tomorrow coming up, some high impact news including AUD, and we should have seen some volatility on gold, especially because it's a bull market. From the daily resistance, we should be able to see a potential bounce back, possibly to the daily high, and that is what we are looking at this here. It's now moving back up to the direction of the trend. This is what we are looking at, to see that move back, potentially to create a new higher high. I'm holding on to that, to the highest level possible. Okay. Well, that's what we wanted to see, that breaking out. All right, so the trend potentially to continues. Cool. Awesome. Moving that back above here. And holding on to the holding is important as much as you can, if the market is not changing dramatically, which is, though, can do that at any point, but still optimistic in that direction here for going back up potentially to this order block. Price action looking at is very important. So when you look at the price action, you can see that how the market structure could do over time, and it's cracking that bounce back to the upside. All right, so this is where heading back here in that area. I'm on it. So now just about $500. And so mastering emotion is very important. You can see that when you trade, there is always, that's why when you trade in the academy, when you trade in the live with the group and together, that's bring you more strength as a trader. And that's what we need to look at, to see that you have developed stronger emotional resilience that can change the way you look at the market. And that's now in a bounce, and the trend is up, so still up. Depending on how the candle closing, you will be able to see either the trend continues or reject again. Longer candles sometimes mean that potential continuation. Okay, so here we're going to continue. If we see that only, and I'm ready at any point to solve this trade if we see that rejection strongly. Okay, this is what we need to see, that liquidity grab here, so the potentially back above. Summer here, guys. Are you in summer or winter? Getting up. So we're in a crucial level. Because there is an order block retest. If you look at this drop, it's almost to that support. So therefore, the potential for growth is higher. So you see that there is a this is potentially a bullish engulfer. So a break below, up, down, up, down. So basically it is very complicated structure has made, right? Very up and down. Now ultimately one side gonna win here for either bounce up or down. Possibility for bouncing back up because it triggers significant amount of liquidity in that direction with so many up and down. We'll be discussing more in depth on reason for this up and down. There's a clear reason for that to make a bigger move in the market. So if you look at red candle, green candle, red candle, green candle, red candle, we see like that, or breaking below here. Now both direction to play out. Breaking that high above. Welcome. There guys, if you running the trade, can share. If you're running the trade, missed entry, that's fine. Don't trade FOMO. Okay, so it's very important. Be patient. You will make money in trading if you know that not to trade FOMO. If you remain patient, let the winner run like this one here as much as you can to take comparatively more profit, and comparatively means the decent good profit for each trade. It's not hard. Risk management. All right, so here is the market structure form to be potentially showing up to be, but if it got rejected from this higher price here, then most likely you could see different direction. Now this 15 minutes candle close coming and nearing to 1 hour close. So that's a liquidity grab, and getting up again from that level. The market is in that area. It's just moving completely sideways, and so far showing potential upside breakout. Still holding on to that. Here wanna see that breaking that resistance line here. So if it managed to break that resistance line, that's why we're looking at the market to go back to that level here. Now it isn't being bullish impressively. So it got rejected, guys, from the high, and we may not run on minus. Let's wait to see. So I'm going to close at entry. It's not gonna run on minus. I'm out at entry. You can re-enter at any point. I'm out. I don't want to run in the minus area. You can re-enter at any point. It might drop down back below. So there is a consolidation that you can see here. And the market is still bullish. So that consolidation is basically, if you look at the daily, you can see it's coming back up and down back there. The way the market structure is now showing up for the long term in this market is from the daily is bullish. Now today, at any point, there is a possibility for daily break low, or without breaking low, we could see that potential bounce back up. So my view on gold is today is bullish. We'll see that later in NY session, how the market structure is creating. Here it's now on a sideways. It requires, in fact, deeper liquidity for any break above here. That being said, guys, we have a great session here, and we want to look at the next session to see where you can find our next entry opportunity. And we'll see you again tomorrow, coming twice on live. Thursday, very important day. We'll see you on London as well as NY session trading in the live market. Until that, stay well, stay happy.